Are you coming to the groundbreaking too? Yeah, you're the speaker. Whoa! I didn't know you were a celebrity.
Everybody up here, everybody that's even with us here today has made such an impact on this house and such a contribution to what we're getting ready to do.
You know, Columbus and Central Ohio have become a worldwide leader in healthcare. When people travel to Columbus for expert care for their children, they need a place to stay while their child is getting treatment. And that's where the Ronald McDonald House comes in. I don't know if you saw it, but last week we celebrated our 40th birthday here at Ronald McDonald House, charity of Central Ohio. And I have to tell you, we've come a long way over these past 40 years. From the original house on 18th Street to this beautiful existing facility. Along those 40 years, our mission, our purpose has remained the same. We're here to be a home away from home for families whose children are sick and in need of medical care.
In August 12 years ago, my son had a tragic accident. My wife and I were at a football game watching our cheerleaders, our girl cheerleaders, when we got the call and we headed to Children's Hospital. The accident resulted in him being in the hospital, not moving for 2 months, eventually walking out after 6 months. My wife and I spent 6 months at Ronald McDonald House. All you can think about is your child. You lose all ability to focus on anything else, and you look to others to help you. And during that entire 6 months, my favorite part of the day was when I'd walk back to Ronald McDonald House and come through the door, and I'd get met with smiles by everybody, and hugs, and compassion, and fabulous homemade food.
You know, since 1982, the Ronald McDonald House in Columbus has provided 1 million nights of rest for families of serious illness and hospitalized children. And I think it's important to point out the work that we've already done in this great space and then re-emphasize what we will be able to do with this expansion. So on an annual basis, the Ronald McDonald House serves 4,500 families through 82,000 nights of stay. That's impressive. But with this expansion, as Tom already said, we will be able to serve an additional 2,000 families each year.
I know that we all know the scope and the greatness that the Ronald McDonald House does and provides. But for me personally, it was not until I was able to tour the Ronald McDonald House with Miss D and Bruce and Tom that I understood and learned exactly how many families are serviced in their time of need, when their kids are in surgery and you need a place to stay, when your baby is in the incubator and you need a safe place to sleep. I saw the beauty of the Ronald McDonald House.
The patient knows when their mom or dad are stressed. The patient knows when people feel like this is going to cost too much money, or I don't know where my next meal is coming from. And when those families can come to the house, sleep securely, receive a really quite tasty, delicious hot meal at all 3 meals of the day, shop for Christmas gifts in the gift store, receive clothing if they had to come here on an emergent basis, receive activities and things to during their long stays in Columbus when they're not Columbus natives. Those are the things that make the whole family heal and allow the patient to heal. And that is why we at Nationwide Children's could never get to best outcomes without the house. And so it's quite simple. Our families are your families are our families, and we could never beat our lockstep in the growth and the excitement that we have around this expansion.
The hospital can be a very scary place, especially for kids who are going into a place that they're unfamiliar with and are surrounded by people that they don't know. And without their parents, that can be really hard. Children have a sort of a social need. They have to be with someone in order to feel safe. And if your parents aren't with you, if you're in the hospital, you're going to be scared, but your parents are going to be equally as scared because they don't know what you're going through and they don't know how you're going to deal with it.
And how do you think this expansion is going to help the kids and families that come here?
As I said, there's a growing need, and Ronald McDonald House is helping a lot of families and people right now. And with the expansion, they're going to be able to help even more people and make a bigger change.
I don't know about you, but I'm voting him for president.
McDonald's has always been a beacon of family, a place where you can go celebrate birthdays, a place where you can celebrate wins or losses. When I see those arches, I always think community and I think family. Much like the Ronald McDonald House represents a beacon of hope for people that have to stay at this hospital. I want to thank the community for your support.
Hey, the Temple family who I got to meet before came here today. Liana is an absolute star. I'm so happy you're going to hear from her and the entire family about the impact this house makes on not just them, but all the families that walk through here. And think about the amount of families now we're going to be able to help through this expansion.
You know, you get up in the morning, everybody's smiling, everybody's in a great mood. They're glad to see you. You got a great breakfast ready for you. You go over to the hospital. When you come back, there's things to do. Again, a great meal. It's just comfortable. It's just homey. We love it. We can't be more thankful.
They greet us in the morning with smiling faces, and when we come in the evenings, and we've just made so many connections with families from across the country, and it's been wonderful.
I love that they have all these claps when you get back, and it's like there's Project Sunshine from Ohio State that do claps with you. There's baby dogs, Bosa and Henry over there.